Hi everybody, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. So, the state of Florida, I believe the investigation is still ongoing, but there are currently around 900 pages of new investigation information in the Madeline Soto case. So we're going to go over some of it. It's a lot. A lot of it is just repetitive or some information we may already know, but there's a ton that we didn't know, but I'm going through it as kind of a thing. So anyway, first, for those who don't know, I want to let you know just real quick a summary. Madeline Soto is a 13-year-old girl who went missing on February 26th, or was reported missing on February 26th, when her mom went to pick her up at school and she wasn't there. A couple days later, the mom's boyfriend, Stephen Stearns, was arrested for having CP and inappropriate images on his phone. He had told the police that he factory reset his phone, but that doesn't make the stuff on the cloud go away. So, and it was explicit images of Madeline. And then he became the prime suspect in the case. And then a few days after that, Madeline's body was found in a wooded area in McLeod, Florida, near Kissimmee, which is where Madeline lives. And so that was in February, and the investigation has been ongoing, and they got a lot of evidence, and he has since been charged with more SA related crimes, having CP, having over 1,700 images of her, and it was confirmed by someone from the state attorney's office that every image includes Madeline. And then so all those charges will be done in a separate trial, tried in a separate trial as the murder charges, which he was currently charged or recently charged with her murder. So, and no one else has been arrested in relation to the case. A lot of people think mom should be arrested, but after reading through all this and stuff, I think if they really want to dig, they might have grounds to arrest the mom, but I don't think mom is going to be arrested for this. Do I think she's responsible? Yes, I think you're responsible when someone comes into your house that you allowed in and hurts your children. I think you're responsible. Does it rise to the level of legal? I don't think so. So I don't think mom will be arrested, even though as of right now, I believe the investigation is still ongoing. But they have released a ton of documents regarding it. So the state attorney's office plans on seeking the death penalty for Stephen Stearns for what he did. And now that will be for the unalivened. They're not seeking the death penalty for the SA and the CP. Sorry, someone in my household needed something. So they are going to seek the death penalty on the unalivened charges. But as many of you know, legislation was signed in October 2023 by Governor DeSantis that would make the crime of capital S battery against a child under 12 punishable by the death penalty. Unfortunately, Madeline was over 12 when that 12 or older when that legislation was signed, and although he did commit these acts against her before she was 12, that wouldn't apply to this case. And because of the constitutionality of it all, it may not pan out anyway. They have tried one person so far and tried to get the death penalty for that person for capital SA against a child under 12, and they did not get, he did get sentenced. I believe he ended up pleading out, but so yeah, he did not get the death penalty. But I'm gonna have to put my glasses on because my writing is tiny on this little card, and I have to read these notes because I want to make sure I get this right. So they based the decision to seek the death penalty on a couple of things. A capital felony was committed while Stearns was engaged in the commission of aggravated child ABUSC. Madeline's vulnerability with Stearns in a custodial position. The capital felony was considered heinous, atrocious, or cruel. The more than 60 counts of S battery that they've charged Stearns with, those are mitigating circumstances. Pretrial conference is scheduled for July 10th, and jury trial is scheduled for July 16th, but that can and will very, very likely change. It'll probably be a couple years before we see this make it to trial. But there is always a chance that he'll just give everyone a break and plead guilty and admit what he's done, but I doubt it because he is an arrogant SOB. And I have questions, some wonderments about this. Like, one of them is there any correlation of it being right after celebrating Madeline's birthday? Like, what was it about her birthday that initiated this act? And will we ever know that? Was it something about her turning 13 that made him want to do this? And can he say anything against Jen to take the death penalty off the table? After looking over some of the documents, I don't think he can. I think now at this point, Jen's been interviewed by the police after they found Madeline, and from what I gather, what she's said in these interviews is true, because it's stuff that it doesn't shine the brightest light on her either, like letting him sleep in the bed with Madeline even when Jen wasn't around and stuff, So apparently Stephen was not at Madeline's birthday party. He arrived at the Soto house at 10:30 that night on February 25th, after Madeline's birthday party. And when he arrived, he apparently told Madeline to get ready for bed, and her mother got home at 11, and she said she needs to get her sleep and send Stephen and Madeline to the guest bedroom to sleep together so mom can get some rest. Why not send your 13-year-old daughter to her room to sleep in her bed by herself? Why are you sending her off with a man that's not even her father? And I don't even know that that's appropriate, but that's because I want us to be able to trust our dads, but I think a lot of us have. My dad was great, but I think a lot of girls and women trust. A lot of girls trust their dads, and a lot of women trust the father of their children. But the fact of the matter is, we just don't know. I mean, I hate to say that about, I hate saying that because I know how great my dad was. But we just don't know. I think that if we ever were in a situation where we were alone with our fathers and came out unharmed, that just the things I'm hearing and stuff from people, we were lucky. If we had a father that didn't inappropriately touch us, it's looking more and more like we were really lucky to have a father we could trust and love and be comfortable with. But unfortunately, moms have to be hyper vigilant, even when it comes to the man they produce these children with. And it's a shame. It's a shame that the world has put us in this situation, but But I mean, why does Madeline need to go to the guest bedroom? Why can't she go in her room? And also, apparently there were roommates that lived in this home too. But in my mind, she pretty much gave this man permission to do whatever he's done to her in the past and what he did to her that night, because he didn't just unalive her. He did some stuff to her, because he was on Telegram somewhere between midnight and 7:30 in the morning on February 26th, which would have been hours and hours after the birthday party. On Telegram, sharing files with the other perverts on there. And Jen didn't wake up until around 9 p.m. the next morning on February 26th. So when she said she saw her in the morning, she first told the police she saw her in the morning getting ready for school. We knew that was untrue, but I was like, well, maybe I heard her wrong, or maybe I heard this wrong or something. But now we know she told the police that she saw her getting ready for school at 8 o'clock in the morning, and she didn't even wake up till 9 o'clock in the morning. Now, she eventually told the police that information, and Stefan says he and Madeline woke up between 7 and 7:15 so they could go get food at McDonald's. But the last time Jen saw Madeline was the night before, the night of the 25th, at 11 o'clock at night, when she was going in to go to bed. She got home from work and was going straight to bed. And her thing was just telling Madeline and Stefan to go sleep in the guest bedroom together, giving him permission to do whatever he wanted to her, basically. In his mind, she's given him permission. And it is believed that Madeline was deceased by 7:31 a.m. So anywhere between 11 o'clock at night to 7:31 a.m., she was unalived. That's what I'm figuring out from the timelines and the notes I'm reading and stuff. Holiday Inn Club Vacation surveillance video shows that's like a vacation club type hotel. I mean, I'm sure you all know what a Holiday Inn is, but the Club Vacation means it's a vacation club hotel. I think anybody can stay there, though, so I don't know why it has that distinction on it. But their surveillance video shows a silver Lincoln MKZ go into the garage. A male gets out of the driver's side, opens the trunk, goes to the passenger side, and picks up what seems to be a body by size and shape, and places it in the trunk. So that was Madeline. He is putting Madeline in the trunk. Let me get a sip of my beverage. And if Jen didn't wake up until 9 a.m., how did she know what Madeline was wearing? Madeline would have been gone already. And remember, she corrected Stefan about the black shorts on the police body cam. If I can find that footage, I'll insert it here, but I may not find it.
I can get a clothing description now. What was she last seen wearing?
Green hoodie.
Green hoodie.
White Crocs.
White Crocs.
Either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Black shorts?
Yeah.
Black shorts? Okay.
Okay, so if I found the footage, it was inserted there. And I'm wondering, is that what he initially told her? Like what she was wearing and she's repeating it? Or, again, like, I guess she could have laid clothes out for her the night before. My mom always did that, but I don't think Jen Soto was the same kind of mom as my mom. And remember, she did tell police initially that she saw Madeline getting ready for school in the morning. So, I don't know. It's just not possible on the timeline. And she did say that the last time she saw her was when she got home from work and was heading to bed. Once, in the police interview she did after Madeline's body was found. And is her not immediately suspecting Stefan serious denial or something else? Because I think that I would immediately be suspicious of the man in my life if something happened to my child. That's immediately where my mind would go, especially if he was the last to see her. He has this story about it. He had to have been acting some kind of way. And then the police arrest him. And I wonder if she at that point got suspicious of him. It seemed like she was, I don't know. Women can have really low self-esteem, really be really bad at reading people, and real bad judge of character. And low self-esteem, being a bad judge of character, and a single mom, that's a bad combination. That is a dangerous combination. And you know, predators like Stern, they're looking for single women with children that maybe seem not so bright, or and the children are in their preferred age range. Women, they're looking for women with low self-esteem. They're looking for women with certain body language that tells them they have low self-esteem. They're looking for maybe someone in financial trouble. I don't think that was the problem here because he didn't even have a job. Low confidence, somebody has an obedient or compliant personality, someone who may be suffering from mental illness, and someone that you can sweet talk, you know? Because maybe he's charming. I don't know. I find him creepy and gross and arrogant, but mind you, we do know what he is. An ex-girlfriend said while he was separated from his girlfriend, and I think that would be Jen Soto, he slept at her house with Madeline, justifying it by saying he had to cuddle with Madeline so she could fall asleep. Madeline's best friend said she didn't get along with her mom, and another friend told her told the best friend that the mom was going to disown her and kick her out when she turns 18. And I can't help but feel like, is there some like jealousy there? Because I've known moms who've been jealous of daughters, and now looking back on it, I really wonder what was really going on in those households. I had a couple of friends who had single moms who had boyfriends and really strained relationships with their daughters, but the relationships were seemingly good with the boyfriends, and I don't know, it was weird. Looking back now, I'm like, I really wonder what was going on. I wonder what was really happening there. I mean, maybe that's wrong of me to think that way, but I really do wonder. And, you know, I would have been just a kid myself. What could I have done? But that's weird. That's really weird now that I look back on it. Because I was 14, 15, hanging out at a girlfriend's house whose mom is single but has a boyfriend. The boyfriend is there. The mom and daughter don't get along, but the boyfriend and daughter are getting along really well. And there were other things too, but I don't know, just weird. So on February 26th, and we know some of this, detectives obtained other surveillance video that shows a trash compactor where Stern's car, his tire tread, and some items belonging to Madeline were found. That was the backpack and the laptop, and then there were other items found as well. And a few minutes later, he was caught on surveillance driving away from the neighborhood with a female in the front passenger seat believed to be deceased. Per supplemental reports, her head was visible, tilted to one side with her mouth open. And that was at 7:36 a.m. And a little after 8 a.m., they saw him again going into the main gate of the Soto neighborhood. And the same female was in the front seat in the same position with her mouth open. So that's just some of the information we have as of right now. Yeah, I mean, I think we pretty much all know he's guilty, but it's going to be what they can prove in the court. So hopefully they can prove he did this and get him, nail him. I don't think mom is going to be arrested for anything. I don't know that she's done anything truly criminal except for lying to the police. So the police will tell you, people, when given an initial report on something like a missing person, like a parent given an initial missing persons report, oftentimes they will tell little white lies, thinking it's no big deal about things maybe they're ashamed of or don't want to share, you know, and they have to, and that's one of the reasons they repeat interviews, because they're trying to get the right answers, you know. So it's not at all unusual for a parent to tell lies regarding a missing child. It's up to the police to suss them out. So yeah, but that's it. I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to everyone later. Bye.